Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Q&A Live. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. With me, of course, is the Welsh, and it's all of you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, here on what could be a busy day with the trade deadline looming in Major League Baseball. We'll talk about a blockbuster trade that just went down. Eye roll, sarcasm. And we'll talk about anything else that you've got for us. Drop your questions below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Fantasy Pros MLB, and drop your comments below because you've only got 1 day left to win the Juan Gonzalez jersey from pristineauction.com. I can't wait to see what the next giveaway is, but the Juan Gone jersey will be going Juan in just about 24 hours. So get in there right now, and don't forget to ring the bell till it goes ding for notifications so you never miss a piece of content on the channel. Welsh, as Lee said, welcome in, everybody.
Also,
it's a good
not
time.
Mentioned, not just the final day for the contest. This is the final Q&A live stream of the baseball
everybody
season.
At the top. I mean, geez.
Well, just letting everybody know, like soak it in. Tell your friends,
Drink
come
it in,
this
man.
is it. Not just
Drink
like the
it.
second to last time or third last time you're going to see Joe Pisapia, but this is the final of the YouTube live streams for the season. So we bid adieu to what has been a massively successful thing we've been doing this season.
Huge. You guys have been amazing. And the numbers have been so strong for this. I mean, maybe they'll keep it going with Joe Rico and Welsh. We'll see. Because the numbers have been so good. Look at Welsh is like, oh, great, another show for me to do.
Yeah, they could. With Joe. Rico would be great with this.
Yeah, Joe Rico. Who knows? Who knows what might happen, what the future brings for any of us. But before we get to your questions, again, that blockbuster trade, Brian Hayes getting dealt to the Reds. Oh, hold on,
all right,
everybody.
You're the snark knight on this one. You don't like any trades? You don't want anything?
Brian Hayes stinks. He's a 230 hitter. He's been terrible. He's been one of the most overrated young players ever, and he's never amounted to anything. And I'm sick and tired of people telling me about Brian Hayes, why the Reds did. It's like, hey, Reds, let's get another guy to play third base because that's what the Reds really need.
Okay, I got a couple things for you. You're not wrong. Like, me and Eno have led the path for years. When I was doing race and barrels with them, I remember Eno just went on a whole thing about like, there's the thing that you fall in with Brian Hayes was in 2023 specifically. You saw the barrel rate go up. You see big hard hit numbers. He started getting the ball in the air more, and you're like, my God, we're closing in on where he can be good. To your point, it never has happened, and we've seen some regression stuff. But let me tell you a couple interesting things, and it is mainly ballpark factor wise when we want to take a look at that. So ballpark factor for right-handed hitters, it's taking a 3-year average. The Pirates, 6th worst in overall ballpark factor, just around. So that is, all base hits and stuff like that, not just homers. 6th worst in baseball. The Reds, 6th best in baseball. So take a guy who's got a 45+% hard hit rate, a guy that has closed in before on double-digit barrels, a guy who has had double-digit launch angle, guy that needs to start pulling the freaking ball. Now you put him into a ballpark that is inarguably better. Now here's the other factor that I'll throw out there because you got those big hard hit numbers. The Pirates, now this is also a little bit on the team, so understand that. The worst right-handed home run factor in baseball by the widest of margins. The Reds, number 2 best in baseball. So just saying, the factors for who Brian Hayes is, this is a really great environment if it ever clicks. Again, to your point, 2 straight years of hitting 230. He struck out a little bit more this year. He's not getting the ball quite in the air, but I see a path where if he can start barreling again, push back up to 48% on the hard hit, and can get the ball in the freaking air so he can pull it, this ballpark is pretty sweet. So I don't think this is the worst thing in the world. I like this trade, but it does absolutely lead to a lot of questions about what the hell just happened to Noelvi Marte. What happened to Sal Stewart in the minor leagues? It is a little odd, but I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing.
I don't see what they're doing unless there's another deal to come after this. By the way, I don't want to throw cold water. Actually, that's true. I'm going to throw cold water. I'm going to like it on the whole road home nonsense. His career slugging at home is higher than it is on the road. 395 career slugging at home, 343. Don't look, but just take a guess. What's his career OPS, Brian Hayes? Don't look. Just take a guess. What do you think it is?
I have no idea.
Take a guess. It's fun. We're having fun here.
Career
OPS.
800.
Lower, Bob.
700.
Lower, Bob.
640.
676. 676.
Okay, but I wasn't
bad at baseball.
Out home road splits in so much so that the home factor of where he is
fine,
really good for that potential, but he has struggled on the road. And also, by the way, this is real life. You say, why would they do this trade? Why would they do this trade? One of the best defensive third basemen in baseball. They're trying to compete. So that's why they do it. Instead of turning out how they had Candelario or Noelvi Marte, they just got a guy who's going to lock down the position. If he could just figure out how to hit a little bit, this environment is good. Maybe it's a dynasty play. Maybe it's absolutely nothing, but I like it.
29 years old. You haven't figured it out yet. All right, let's go to your questions here. Joe G. I streamed Paddock today. Is he a hold over Joe Boyle? Paddock seemed to have the favorite schedule going forward. Would you hold him over Boyle? I would. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Boyle's not
absolutely
guaranteed tomorrow.
And how did let's see, the day one he picked up the
Paddock
win.
was good.
Yeah, I want to pull up the stat line. He went 6, struck out 5, 3 hits, 1 earned run. Diamondbacks play like a double-A team, so in real-life baseball translation, that's probably a guy that gave up a couple earned runs. It still looks good. Yeah, he found himself. I'll take Paddock over Boyle.
Big Dance, trade Schwarber round 14 plus O'Neill Cruz round 24 for Matt Olson round 5. No. Wait, what?
I don't want to say something mean or that's going to get me in trouble, but no.
In other words,
unless you're
trading
getting
Matt Olson round 5 for those two players? Is that what you're... If you're getting Schwarber and Cruz, yes.
And I wasn't going to say something mean to the Big Dance. I was going to say something that was going to get me in trouble.
That.
I was going to get myself in trouble.
Don't get in trouble.
O'Neill Cruz side. Straight out.
Yeah, Gabe. Joe, question, how do you feel about Andrew Vaughn rest of season? Well, here's the thing about Andrew Vaughn. He was an advanced college bat, but the problem was they never gave him enough time in the minor leagues. I mean, I think he had something like less than 300 at-bats in the minor leagues before he got called up. And that's not enough. Usually you get at least 6-something or 5-something before, and people say, well, does that matter? It does. It does, because he's been overmatched. He hasn't had lineup protection. So I'm cautiously optimistic that this fix they've had in his swing. Now, do I think he's going to keep up this pace? No, because it's baseball. And then Welsh, prospect question for you, but I would hold Andrew Vaughn and ride the wave. Basayo, will he be called up to start over Kobe Mayo? No, because Mayo's already playing first base and third base, and they seem to be getting him at bats to evaluate him, I feel like.
I think they're still holding to what they said a couple weeks back, which is super annoying because I heard them say it again. They have a plan for Samuel Basayo. And none of us know what that is right now. Now, I will throw this out. That plan might have more of clarity to it in the next 36 hours. There's Adley Rutschman trade talks. Ryan O'Hearn seems like he would be traded. I don't know. Like, if they deplete the roster, then I think that plan could turn into Basayo being a regular DH and maybe a secondary catcher. So I don't have a really good feel for it. My gut would say nothing is going to be placed over Kobe Mayo. And right now there isn't a clear path. And even when that path is like opened up, the Orioles are like, nope, gotcha. Like, we're not doing that. So I don't really know what it is, but he's been picking it back up and maybe he gets the call. If you want to speculate, I think you do it today. And then if there isn't a move that justifies a spot, then you can just dump him back, because then I just don't see what the rest of the season path is.
Is Kyle Stowers for real, or are we expecting regression in the last third of the season? How do you feel about Stowers, rest of season, and potential keeper for next year? Look, man, I think it's gone too long for it to call it a fluke right now. Stowers was a pretty good prospect. There was just no room at the end for him. I'm not saying he's going to be elite, but I'm holding as a keeper, especially if it's like 10 keepers or something like that. If it's 2, that's a little different.
Stowers is a good example of why they're not going to just shoo Kobe Mayo to the side. They shooed Kyle Stowers to the side, traded him out, and he looks elite. His profile from 20% barrel, the hard hit rate, he's got elite bat speed. He was good in the outfield, 23 homers, 300 average. I mean, all of it looks like a top 25, 30 outfielder, probably in real baseball or fantasy. So I have no reason to not buy Kyle Stowers right now, outside of being like he's a Marlin and stuff. Like, he's held this for the majority of the year. So real deal. Holyfield.
Trevor, Alvarez or Baldwin for catcher?
Baldwin.
Okay. Otis the Dumpling. We love Otis. Should I trade Freddie, Freeman, and Zebby for Devers in an OPP league?
Zebby doesn't matter in this. If it's a redraft, I would say no. If it's a keeper league, I would say yes.
All right. Kevin Hughes. In a tough situation at third base, I'll just go get Brian Hayes. Right, Kevin? That's a cure-all.
That's what Brad said.
Dynasty League and competing this year, picked up Mizorowski a while back. Thoughts on Mizorowski for Michael Garcia? Why would you trade Mizorowski in a Dynasty League? That's nuts.
Oh, this is a Dynasty League? Absolutely not.
No way.
I get why you're asking it.
I don't care if you are competing this year. If you're dealing Mizorowski for a third baseman or something like that, then you better be getting some like Manny Machado and above kind of level third baseman. And even then, I don't know if I do that.
Garcia's 10 homers, 19 stolen bases with a 300 average, decent profile, doesn't chase, doesn't strike out, all that stuff. Like, so we say that where it seems very dismissive of Michael Garcia, but no, absolutely not. There are some prospects. This is in my mind. I'm totally cool in dynasties. Like, I'll be willy-nilly with moving prospects and stuff. There are some prospects, whether I'm in it or not, like, or I'm in first place, that they just not going to move them, even if the deal makes sense. And I think Mizorowski's in that place right now. You're just not going to move him. But you're definitely not going to move him for someone that's like fine. You're going to move it for something where you're like, guys, this is someone just offered me Junior Caminero in Dynasty for Jacob Mizorowski. Then you're doing it. Not Garcia, even though you could argue Garcia has been performing at a Caminero-like level. No.
All right, here's one from Daniel. Would Gilbert and Strider for PCA be fair in a points league? I also have Hunter Brown, but would rather hang on to one of the pitchers. Gilbert and Strider for PCA seems like a lot to me to give up in a head-to-head.
So he is wanting to trade both of those in a point. I'm not trading both those pitchers in a points league.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that either.
If we read it right.
One of them. Yeah. Angel Hernandez, what do I do with Sonny Gray? Bench him. I don't know if we want to drop him unless it's a 10-team league, but like he ain't seeing the light of day for me for a while.
I'd be curious what happens in the trade market too. If something materializes.
Who would want him after the last 3 weeks?
Well, I mean, he still got the. I mean, it's the same thing of people. Yeah, you are very. I was like that.
I'm just realistic. Like the Brian Hayes thing pisses me off because he's a guy who had like 20 good games when he came up as a rookie, and then everybody was like just in love with the Brian Hayes, and then he never did anything again, and everyone's just like, how many seasons have to happen?
Show us where he hurt you. Show us where Brian Hayes hurt you. It's not your fault.
Stop it.
It's not your fault.
Stop it now. Mitch Berman, I need pitching depth. Rank these SPs. Priester, Giolito, Luzardo, Alcantara. Alcantara, Luzardo, Giolito, Priester. That's my ranking. The opposite of the listing.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about Luzardo getting moved to the bullpen, this conversation that they're having out there. I don't know if they would do it, but a guy like Painter provides it.
Taijuan Walker's in that rotation right now. Come on, dude. They're not moving Luzardo when Nola comes back.
I'm not saying they're good, but the report's floating out there. It's in my brain. I think like if there's no worry about Luzardo, I think I'm probably going to agree with it because you said Alcantara 1, Luzardo 2, and then you went to Giolito Priester. Yeah, I would go with the same order. But like if you are worried a little bit like I am, I legitimately think you could at least move him down one.
Look at this. Mike D. Hey guys, thanks for everything this year. I'm in first by 24 games. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Nice.
That's awesome. My hard-hitting question is, have either of you tried my chimichanga recommendation yet? I've had chimichangas before. So I've
never had a chimichanga in my life. No, and I have not. What was the recommendation?
That you should have a chimichanga because they're delicious.
Oh, okay. I thought there was like a specific one from a place in there. You're just saying, have I eaten a chimichanga? The answer is no. Probably should. I actually did think about it. I went to this place. If you guys have it, I think it's a chain, Burrows and Fries. It's really good. And I was thinking about the chimichanga and like, I should probably do that. I need to. I will. It won't be today because in roughly an hour, I'm going to be consuming hot sauce in
How are you
hot
host that show on a hot take?
I have to host while eating from mild to one of them is a 2 million Scoville hot sauce. I'm not really sure I have a relative point to that of like what that relates to, but that's what I will be doing here in a little bit. So if you're not a football person, watch, make sure you're on the Fantasy Pros football channel. That will be coming out. So no chimichanga for me today.
Sandberg, should Ramon Laureano be picked up if available? I don't think so.
Maybe why don't Ramon Laureano stuff floating out there?
Because a lot of rumors he's going to get traded. The Mets were on that bandwagon. If they couldn't get Mullins or Robert, they were talking about that. I say no. Robert Catania, when will the Yankees call up Spencer Jones? He's 24 years old. I know, like we know the stats. I mean, I would have thought it would have been this weekend, but with the back injury, that ended up not happening. So Welsh, do we get Spencer Jones? I think we'll know in a couple days here, because if they don't pull off a big trade, maybe the big move is bring up Spencer Jones.
Yeah, I think there's a we had a little trade, by the way, for your Mets you can get mad about, even though they acquired somebody.
Great.
But I think here's an overarching thing. I don't know what these guys are going to do. Wish I did. I think right now, today, Spencer Jones, maybe not Bubba Chandler, he just got rocked. Any of these guys that you think that could get a space, or that could be traded to move up, all these Basayo, pick them up right now. And then if there isn't a subsequent move that makes sense, cut them on Saturday or something like that. Because Spencer Jones could be traded and be a starter somewhere else. The Yankees might not get an adequate enough player. I know they got Austin Slater, and that could bring him up. But let's see what happens. But go ahead and make the move right now instead of being like, should we speculate? I would just go do it if you've got the roster space, and hopefully it works out. Spencer Jones, I think, will play this year. Back is okay. He was back in the lineup. I think the Yankees, they could use that bat here in the very near future. But the Austin Slater stuff, as annoying as it is, might just kind of push it back a little bit. But go and make your speculative moves like right now and hold it for 2 days. It's not the worst thing in the world.
So the Mets are buyers and the Giants are sellers, I guess, because the Giants are getting rid of Tyler Rogers. Well, I'm fine with that. I mean, Tyler Rogers has been around forever. I mean, he's got a great ERA this year. I mean, that's fine. Another bullpen piece.
Sure.
Certainly a different look, especially in the playoffs. He pitches from that weird submarine position. I mean, am I excited about it? No, but
that's what I was saying. Like, it's a fine trade, but you want big dogs right now.
I want something to happen.
Yeah.
I want something. That's what I want.
How about the Giants, by the way, trading for Devers and then selling off pieces, because they had, I think, one of the worst records since they acquired Devers. Like, pretty incredible.
Yeah. It's what happens. You add that kind of piece to the clubhouse, things start to go wrong a little bit. That's what happens there sometimes. Let's also talk.
Play first base, though. I just say, please keep playing first base, sure. Devers isn't a util only next year, by the way.
Yeah. All right. Don't forget, everybody, still plenty of time to use My Playbook. Download the My Playbook app for fantasy baseball today. You get optimal lineups. Playoffs around the corner here. You can pick up players there, see who's available in all your leagues, hit all your lineups from one spot, and also look at the trades as well. Only at fantasypros.com/MLB My Playbook. Let's get back to the questions here. J-Poc, what will Freeland role be? And is Dustin May the odd man out?
I wish I knew exactly what Freeland's role is going to be. I think it's going to be in like a super util. He's pretty interesting, can steal bases, has some power. Again, that's a pretty hitter-friendly environment the Dodgers have. So, like, if he were to get regular time, but Max Muncy, I think, is already in his rehab. So this might be a short stint. What move are they going to make when Muncy is back? Because this was a Hai-Sung Kim because he went on the IL.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a possibility that this is only for a couple days, so I don't think a ton. And I think the Dodgers made it pretty clear that Dustin May seems like the guy that's on his way out. Also seems like he's going to get traded. Not 100%, but I think.
Well, Snell's coming back Friday, right, or Saturday?
Yeah, and Roki is started. I think he might have thrown this week out here.
Don't
I'm
count
just
on that guy.
throwing that out. I know. I agree with you.
That guy, I'm definitely not counting on. It's funny, since we're here, and it was one of the hot button issues. I want to look back at the stats here for Kevin Gossman.
You totally won that. I actually just said that on ITL the other day with Bogman. If you're going to victory lap, let's talk about Michael Harris recently and Leiter. But
great. 2 good weeks of Michael Harris. Let me dance a jig.
But 100%, Gossman has been one of those, like, he just keeps doing it. He is wildly better. So I don't even think you need to look at it. It's not even close. Gossman is way more valuable. 122
strikeouts and 122 innings. That's pretty good.
100%.
What's Tommy Edmonds' stats? I know he's been hurt a lot. So
he's been hurt way too much. I think he's got like 12 or 14 homers, 4 stolen bases. Okay,
didn't he have 9 when we had this conversation? Fine. Like he's got 12 homers, and when we had this conversation, he had 9.
Yeah, I don't remember, but it's not close. Like, Gossman has been totally fine. Well, I bet you do. But
I do.
But look at Michael Harris since the All-Star break.
Oh, that's a week. One good week. He's had 3 bad months. One good week does not impress me.
Okay. Laureano, or someone asked the question, Laureano or Michael Harris?
Michael Harris.
Yeah, it's Michael Harris.
But that's the lowest of bars. Let's go to Kelsey land. I have Pena coming back off the IL at shortstop. Also, Shaw and Swanson. Which Cubby should I drop?
I have Pena coming up, Shaw and Swanson.
I say Shaw.
I might cut Dansby, to be honest with you.
I mean, it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think either one. Let's look at Swanson real quick because Matt Shaw has really found his rhythm. 16 homer. It's tough to cut. Frickin' Swanson either. 16 homers, 8 stolen bases.
That's why I said Matt Shaw.
Maybe track record with Shaw. I just feel like he's turning the corner right now.
But Swanson's like the established major leaguer.
Yeah.
Michael's question: Adley or Herrera rest of season?
Adley.
How's Shane Bieber looking? He's looking pretty decent, but it's in Double-A start, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Guardians want to get rid of him too in the worst way. Mike D, how would you rank these IL stashes? King, Bieber, Arrighetti, Heel, and Bradish. All right. Well, King would be one in a theoretical world, but he's far away. He's farther than any of them because he hasn't started anything. So he would be last in terms of getting there, but first in terms of talent, I think, personally.
Okay.
Bieber, Arrighetti, Heel, and Bradish. I think that's the order, actually. And then King would be last because I just don't know when he's going to come back.
Say it again.
I would stay with Bieber, Arrighetti, Heel, and Bradish because King hasn't even started the rehab. He's supposed to start this week. But if he has a setback, who knows? All these other guys are way far ahead of him right now. And, there's only talking about what? These guys can make, 4 or 5 more starts, maybe? Maybe
I
8
would,
if things break well.
I agree with the King idea that he's like the best of the guys. I'm a little bit more optimistic. I go Bieber, Heel, King, Arrighetti, Bradish. I would do that. Okay. I think that's my. Before we get to Thunderstood, who just
almost August 1st. Dude.
I know. No, I understand. I totally understand that.
King back in time, I feel like.
Before we get to Thunderstood, who just dropped it, I just want to hit this where PJ said how we are blissfully unaware of how great Laureano has been over the past month. And you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong about that because and frankly, since May, really, 348 in May, 312 in June, 299 in July, hitting over 300 this past month. A profile looks pretty, pretty top of the board.
30 games have been really good. I'm looking at
reminds me a lot of
average.
Romy Gonzalez, who we're not talking about right now, but
more power than Romy though. He's got 6 homers.
So I think what's important about that is just acknowledging like you are right about that. It doesn't mean I'm still not going to necessarily be dismissive of some of these options where I am going to take Michael Harris over him. But Laureano, this is why he's come up in a lot of those questions. And we probably were being too dismissive of his overall production. So I just wanted to clear that with PJ.
We are. That's absolutely true. Stash Sheehan or drop him for Ben Brown or Clay Holmes, 16-team Dynasty. No, stash Sheehan. In Dynasty, you got to hold the asset.
Dynasty.
I want Sheehan on the
or
Dodgers.
Clay Holmes. I would actually go Clay Holmes over all those guys.
In Dynasty?
I think I'm not super intrigued with Sheehan. Where I would go Clay Holmes.
Robert Catania, Brice Matthews, droppable.
He's not even hitting 100. I don't think.
PJ, you guys are blissfully. Oh, we already.
That was the one. Yeah.
We are blissfully unaware. Sometimes that's a good way to be. Yanier Diaz or Sean Murphy a catcher. I'm not rostering a backup catcher. I just roll with Diaz. He seems to be getting hot lately too. He had a good game yesterday too.
Yeah, I'll roll with Diaz. I'll roll with a hot hand. I'll have a you know what? Quick trigger finger. Shoot up.
All right, here we go from J-Poc. Welsh will heel bump Schlittler. Yes, probably. Will Wizenhunt stick around? Hard to tell. Looking more like a yes, at least temporarily, as the Giants let guys go. Now that's gonna be interesting too, because does Verlander go to a contender? He's almost done. Is that a piece that somebody wants? Even I don't know.
Maybe he
Robbie
would, but
Ray?
Let me present another thing for the Yankees real quick. They all might be gone. It might be Schlittler and the whole group because Heel's going to come back, and all the Yankees are trying to do is acquire starting pitching. What if they go get Gallen and Merrill? I'm just throwing this out as a aside. What if they get 2 starting pitchers and Heel? That goes with Rodon and Fried. So that would be Warren, Stroman, and Schlittler all out. If they're going to acquire one, and Heel is going to come back. So I don't see a scenario. I shouldn't say that. Stroman, easy, dump him out of here. Then that would come down, if you had Heel and another guy, it would come down to Warren or Schlittler. And which one? I think it's Warren's. So I think every scenario I'm building out, Schlittler doesn't hold on to the gig.
Let's go to Neftali Diaz. Is Contreras getting into a rhythm? I've been thinking of cutting him with so many catchers in my league, but he had 2 home runs today. Well, maybe. It's hard to tell, but if he had 2 home runs today, maybe that spurns him a little bit, Welsh. What do you think?
Which one are we talking about? Which Contreras? Are we talking about is this St. Louis Contreras? Because I don't think they played, or in Milwaukee. Oh yeah, Milwaukee has already
It's
gone.
Milwaukee.
So okay, so this has got to be William. Helpful when we know exactly who the player is. I was in shows, so I didn't see if William Contreras just hit 2 homers, but
As was I.
like he is one of those. He's one of those tricky guys like Adley Rutschman, where I personally find it almost impossible to be able to cut him regardless. And by the way, it was William Contreras. They're getting their asses handed to them by the Cubs right now, but Contreras did hit 2 homers, hitting out of the 3 spot, 3 nice hard hit balls. Yeah, I think the turnaround feels nice. They put a little pressure on him as well, getting Danny Jansen. So maybe that's going to get more field stuff, but how can I cut him?
Yeah,
how can I cut Adley? How can I cut him?
Went from being like one of these like must-have guys to now Danny Jansen is like an acquisition, right? Could you imagine that last year? Mike D, thanks guys. What closer are you looking up to pick up post deadline? I have Scott and Batista on the IL. I'm rolling with Hoffman and Garcia. Any better under the radar options? Who would be the next in line for saves if Bednar gets traded?
Dennis Santana could be one. Yeah. I've been picking up. God, I just did a couple of these. I picked up Griffin Jacks. They could both go, but if only one goes. Man, I just had another one.
Well, you can think about it.
I'm going to have to come back and think about it. I literally just made like a couple of these speculative moves, but Dennis Santana is a decent one. I think Griffin Jacks is a really tricky one. Abner Uribe I've picked up, and Garrett Whitlock, just in case something happened to Aroldis Chapman.
Well, he was back pitching yesterday, wasn't he, Chapman?
Yeah, I know he was back, but just saying.
Joe Rico, Joey P, or Welsh rest of season? I'll take Welsh.
Well, yeah, I'll be here longer. So if you rest, you might get like really good production over the next 3 days from Pisapia. But if you're looking for more sustainability in your playoff run, Welsh is going to be better. Frankly, Joe Rico is probably the better answer.
Probably the best option. Yeah. Rest of season. Daniel wants to know, is Kurtz a surefire keeper next year? 12 team, keep 5. I love him. Me too. Yes, he is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kirby Yates, is he droppable in 10 or 12 team league?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
I mean, you want to speculate. You got 7 different options in Los Angeles if you want to play that closer game.
Joey's a Mets fan. Rank these guys from most tradable to least tradable. Mauricio, the least tradable. Vientos, I think, is second, and Beatty's third. So Beatty's off the island first for me.
So you want Beatty to kick rocks?
All I'm saying is I want to keep Mauricio the most, Vientos the second most, Beatty the third most. So, like, Mauricio, you'd have to really blow me out of the water because I think, he's a good defender. He's got power. Uh-oh. Is it an actual trade? Did we get a trade?
This is a very surprising
Brian Hayes?
So, the Mets gave up the wildest package I could think of for Taylor Rogers. They gave up Blade Tidwell, and Drew Gilbert for Taylor Rogers. There was a rumor that the relief market was going to be one of the most expensive we've seen in years. Listen, the excitement of Drew Gilbert has come back down. Blade Tidwell is not at the tippy top like Sprott,
but still,
they gave up
to both of them.
Both of those guys, Jose Butto, Gilbert, and Blade Tidwell for Taylor Rogers is crazy.
All right, Blade Tidwell stats here. Let's take a look at what he's been doing so far this season.
They're bad. They're not. Tidwell and Drew Gilbert both had some
4.10 ERA, 79 innings pitched, 87 strikeouts, 37. I mean, it's not the worst. 6-4 AAA.
Fun fact
really
about
good
Drew
Double A
Gilbert
last year.
This is interesting about Drew Gilbert. In the Arizona Fall League, he was out here this past year. He played for the Scottsdale Scorpions, which is the home of the San Francisco Giants. And he literally was at that stadium for 6 weeks. Very interesting guy, quirky guy, played in that stadium. I have a video where he murderballed 2 homers out of that stadium. The Giants faculty was literally there posing. All those guys, it was at their stadium. It's very interesting that they traded for the guy that was here for 6 weeks playing for the Arizona Fall League based team that was there. Listen, they have obviously soured on those guys. If that just set the market for relief pitchers, I think every single team should be out there potentially looking, because for Taylor Rogers, that is
look, Rogers is a sub-2
Tyler
ERA.
Rogers. I'm sorry, Tyler.
Terrific. But so Blade Tidwell at AAA this year, 81 games hitting 246, 349 OBP, and a 435 slugging, a 785 OPS, 12 homers, 46 RBI. Like, he's not been great at AAA. Let's be honest. I mean, But again, one of them maybe. But geez,
I like Drew Gilbert. He, is a little bit smaller guy. He's got some warts in his game right now, especially at the higher levels. But he's a gamer, dude. He also, the person connected with him, he didn't want to leave the Arizona Fall League. He wanted to stay and keep playing. He's locked in, maybe a little eccentric or something like that. Had some flashing moments, but listen, if you're going to just trade off expendable relief pitchers that maybe don't have a future for your team, and you can go buy on Drew Gilbert, who is not even arguably seen as a top 50 prospect in baseball, who's cooled down, and Blade Tidwell, those are the lottery tickets every team should dream of. That's what fantasy owners would want. Can you imagine that trade would get declined in every dynasty out there on the planet for Drew Gilbert and Blade Tidwell for not even a guy that's closing?
Fantasy,
yeah, I know.
Nobody cares about the guys who don't get saves. So
I know. But even a mediocre, I don't even know if a mediocre closer in the market.
Well, he's not having a mediocre season. Like I said, he's got a sub-2 ERA this year. He has 9. He's leading the major leagues 9.5 strikeout to walk rate. I mean, that's pretty cool. Just saying, he doesn't walk guys. He's got 38 strikeouts and 4 walks.
That's wild. That's wild. Again, it might just be making a bigger deal about it for, just a couple of prospects that they obviously don't feel super comfortable with. But, this is very,
I wonder what Helsley brings in, right? Seth is getting real excited now. We'll see. You know what else you can get excited for? Our Twitch. Twitch.tv/FantasyPros. That's the place to be. Monday through Friday for leading off, and also NFL coverage every single day. So join us, subscribe with your Amazon Prime account, get $5 in there, and you get rid of those nasty commercials, and join us on our Twitch so you can have access to us, ask us questions, watch shows, hang out, and talk ball, baseball, football, all the balls. That's what we're talking about. So let's get to some more questions here. Let's go to Ocho Cinco. Is Vaughn breakout Rio just a flash in the pan? Vaughn, Carpenter, or Hayes rest of season?
Vaughn breakout, Vaughn, Carpenter, Hayes. I would go Carpenter. I'm actually cool with Vaughn at 2 here, but I love me some Kerry Carpenter. Kerry Bonds.
PJ wants to know, is there any scenario where the Marlins can get a top-tier prospect for Sandy? Well, now, yeah. I mean, or Edwards, sure. Why not? I mean, the market's raging right now if that's what the Mets just gave up for a reliever.
If they're going to trade him, they're going to get something big. The only thing I'm going to counter back is one of those things was not like the other in what he put up on the screen. I do not think you're getting Zaire Hope. And there's 0.0 chance you're getting George Lombard. He's untouchable. Owen Casey's very gettable. So he put Hope, Casey, and Lombard. I would say there's a less than 0% chance you get Lombard. I would say there's a 10% chance you get Hope. I would say there's a 90% chance you could get Owen Casey in an Alcantara trade. So yeah, I think the Marlins are going to get 2 really solid prospects if they move Alcantara, and maybe much better than we're expecting. And good Lord, again, if relief pitchers are getting this in the market, maybe this is why we haven't seen pitching go. That just set the stage for what any pitching in general should be.
Bednar, especially any of those guys. J-Pac, Cam Smith, or Matt Shaw rest of season, who do you want? I want Cam.
I'm going to say Cam, but it got a lot closer.
It did get closer, but Cam. Big Dennis, do you guys ever go back and look at your bold predictions before the season started? Ooh, I don't know. I could look for that. Here, why don't you answer this question, Welsh?
I was about to say, actually, go to the very bottom. The very most recent comment is my favorite comment. What a great way to end the season, too. Put that up real quick, and we'll go back to Troy.
Oh,
Welsh, I forgive you. Campanero turned around. This is the person that yelled at me about Campanero.
Good on you. Good on you, Coconut Head.
I love that that avatar too. All right, while you're looking, what was the one here? I need to drop one of Zebby, Boyle, or Soroka. 12-team head-to-head cats in need of quality starts. I think it might be Boyle here. Soroka's in some trade stuff. He's going to stay in a rotation. Zebby's game is built around going deep. I just don't know where I try. I mean, if the Rays start trading off a bunch of pieces, Boyle's going to be able to stick around. So it's not Soroka is the cut to me. I guess I'm leaning Boyle.
I can't seem to find the bold prediction show for MLB.
Yeah, I don't remember what we did. I should probably do a better job of keeping like a sheet of that for after the season. But I know we did like a full-on video. We did a bold predictions video. So
ADP values I could find.
No, someone wants to find it. We can go back, and that'd be a fun off-season series, by the way.
I always like looking back. I love accountability buddies. That's one of my favorite things to do.
I think we did it in football this year. You guys did it where it went back on bold predictions and laughed about it. I 100% would be fun doing a video series.
Some of us laughed at other people.
Sometimes they're not super funny. I completely agree.
Some of us were pretty spot on. It was okay. It's funny. The host was pretty.
I thought we were getting some
football analyst. Just saying, it's kind of fun. At the time. Advanced search. Can I advanced search it? I mean, yeah, just anytime. All of this. Bold predictions. NFL. ML. Where's MLB? That's what I'm trying.
Are
to
you
find
on
MLB.
the Fantasy Pros MLB channel?
No, I'm not even looking for those. I mean, I guess on YouTube we could look for them. I guess that's another way we can find them and take a look at it. But in the meantime, let's get to another question here. Let's see if you do Robert's question. I'll see if I can find the marks there on the YouTube channel. Perhaps I can find it there.
12-team head-to-head. Yeah, head-to-head keeper league. Currently in last playoff spot in standings. Would you give up Hoffman, Hader, Maton, Green, Holiday, Jesus, for a bunch of garbage and Cags? Cags and Holiday both cost 21st. Okay, so this is kind of a why would you give up Holiday in that as well? You're giving up all of this stuff. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know what Green is. Is that Hunter Green? Is that Riley Green? Josh Hader? So you're saying last playoff spot, would you give up all the stuff that's holding for trash and Cags? I don't think I would in that instance, especially if whichever Green that is keepable and Josh Hader is, okay, that's Hunter Green. If they're not keepable and you do 1 for 1, I'd probably still go Holiday, to be honest with you. So, no, I don't think I would.
I can't seem to find it. Did we not do a bold prediction show this year? I feel like that's impossible.
I don't know. I thought we did. I thought we usually do.
Yeah. I mean, very weird. Unless maybe we weren't on that one. Could that be? I don't know.
No, we would definitely have been. I mean, we might have had like the short that Arico did or something like that, but I'd be shocked if we didn't do a show. And by the way, if that is the case, probably something you and I have to rectify for the coming season. We should do like a big old bold prediction show.
I find that hard to believe, but maybe it was on Fest and I can't find it. Maybe that's why. Maybe it was part of Fantasy Fest this year.
Don't know, but I know Drew Gilbert is now a San Francisco Giant, and like PJ saying, everybody is like, "Oh, Drew Gilbert's nothing." It's like Drew Gilbert is not who he was in prior years, but I would still point out like that's a get. Like I would like to bet on a player that is close to the majors, has like a really good track record, maybe if it's really good or not. I would bet on him. By the way, before you do this, Seth did find an all breakout team episode. So he's putting that in the chat. Who does Welsh's hair? Was he in a boy band? I do my own hair. My wife hates it because she's like, it gets poofy and she doesn't like the poof. She wants it to be way down. Listen, I think it looks good on camera. Okay, probably doesn't look good anywhere else, but I think specifically on camera, it looks okay. While I have hair, I want to still roll it out. I'm not always going to wear the hat.
I think we have to talk about like who's in terms of like who's like guy, because they were both positions. So the catchers were Shea Langoliers and Austin Wells. You were definitely Austin Wells.
I was definitely Wells. I think you were closer here, but both kind of fails.
Tolia and Casas. You were Tolia. I was Casas, but Casas got hurt.
Fail.
Jackson Holiday and Kristen Campbell. I'm probably Holiday.
You were Holiday. I was Campbell. Fail.
Junior Caminero was definitely me, and Matt Shaw was you. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's not real. These are bad.
Matt McLean and Mason Wynn. There you go. So that's kind of a double fail there. Again, these were just bold predictions for the guys on the show.
But look at this. Here,
Dylan Cruz and Jason Dominguez with the outfielders, and then Pete Crow Armstrong and Jordan Walker.
Petey was me. Yeah. And that's the only good one that's real. I would say Holiday's a decent hit here. This is
Caminero's pretty good. He's
probably one of the worst lists we put together, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I do have Pete Crow.
But I think there was a caveat, which is like they had to be outside the top 150 ADPs or 200.
Yeah. There were caveats to breakouts, 100,000%. We couldn't have like top 10-ish guys or whatever. But I will take that. That is a whole lot of garbage that we had in there. But I will take me putting Pete Crow Armstrong in the year he's having on there. So one win. There you go.
Yeah, but that's a monstrous win. J-Poc, Joe P, what Mets pitching prospect would you stash? Sparrott, McLean, and Tong. Tong is the best of the three. And I'm going to die on that hill. I don't think any of them are going to help this year. So if you're talking about dynasty or long-term stuff, Tong is the guy to me that I think I look at him and I think that is a Lincecum-esque sort of guy potentially down the road. Like that's who he is to me.
Two things. Seth brings up a really good point. We should remember that isn't technically our bold predictions. That was our breakout episode we did.
Those are breakouts post 200 ADP.
Yeah, so it was relative to ADP and stuff like that. Still some pretty big failures in there, but thank you, Pete Armstrong. And something I want to point out, there's the Baseball Trade Values Twitter account, and it said essentially this trade was rejected by their model as an overpay by the New York Mets. So just throwing that out there, that this was a pretty heavy rejection on their model.
Yeah, Gilbert is now trending on Twitter. So there you go.
Yeah, everyone's like, he sucks.
I think it's Gilbert Arenas, not Drew Gilbert. So
he had, I don't know if I ever posted the
Shannon
picture.
Sharp. Maybe that's what.
He had Drew Gilbert in like the close to the final championship game or whatever it was in the Arizona Fall League. He wore these crazy cleats. They were like, there's only 1,000 made in the whole world or whatever. And they were like, it was like a 4-figure cleat he had. And I took a picture of it. And I think I tweeted, I still have it, but it was like rhinestoned. It was the craziest cleats I've ever seen in my life. And they were very expensive. And
somebody made a point online, and actually a good one, that these are players that Stearns didn't draft.
Yeah, and I think like there's some bad scouting stuff on some of those players that they probably found them expendable. It's just like trading both for that is interesting. Also, PJ's got an interesting point. The Mets dumping Gilbert, saying it sure looks like Robert is going to be a Met. I'd almost argue though that like, and I could be wrong on the evaluation, especially in the real life, you would think that a team like the White Sox would want a guy like Drew Gilbert to come back in a trade. So I don't know. Maybe they're not. I know what PJ's saying here.
This is a better one. Here we go. League winners episode. Here we go. You ready for league winners?
I think. Okay. Well, he's probably going to put. Seth will probably post all the names in here. Oh, you got it.
I got it. So here are some of the names from this. Victor Scott. Nope. Kyle Manzardo. Nope. Cam Smith. Pretty good.
Were these both of ours or just yours or what was this?
Combined. It's like a combined list again. It's like you and me. Probably going back and forth. Clay Holmes. He was pretty good for the first half, but I said get rid of him after. Jesus Luzardo. Michael Tolia, obviously that's you. Brandon Woodruff, yeah.
We know who this next one was.
Christopher Sanchez was definitely you. Sean Manaea was me, but he had that setback. PCA
next one
was you. Jackson
PCA
Holiday.
Again.
Yeah, Jason Dominguez. Ryan Pepio was mine for sure. Schwellenbach was yours. Sandy was mine. Spencer Strider, I think, was mine too. I want to say like that way. Then Luis Robert, some fellow named Mike Trout, and Ronald Acuna. So there you go. League winners at 80.
All right, so that one looks a little bit better because we had some good hits in there. Cam Smith looks good. I'm you know what? If I had Chris Sanchez, Pete Armstrong, and Cam Smith in that one, that makes me feel good. At least we're trying to hit 300 on those. You know what I mean?
Drop Soderstrom for Vaughn. I already have Kurtz.
Look at Hector is in there just trolling us with the thing. What was the question? I
don't know. I lost it. Drop Soderstrom for Andrew Vaughn. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
No, I would not.
Hey, Hectorius, I look forward to your YouTube channel, buddy. Put it all out there. Put it all out there. I will say this. When you go back and look at Black Book, though, last year and this year, too, in terms of pitching breakouts, you know, for a while, Sporer was writing the pitchers up, and then Paul had conflicts, and then I went back to writing the pitchers. I got to say, man, I gave you King last year. I gave you Lugo last year. I gave you a bunch of guys, and this year's big guy was David Peterson. So I feel pretty good about those guys. Like I feel pretty good about like saying, hey, circle this guy. This is your must-have later pick, you know. So
I never feel good about any of that. I feel good about seeing those, but like I get one that's really bad, and I could have 7 that are really good, and more than the trolls out there, I will focus on. I'm just gonna stare at Michael Tolia all year long, like what a dumbass.
Well, look, Michael Tolia had a lot of swing and miss, which meant that had a lot of swing and miss in it. That pick, you know. So that's hard. It's tough to look at. Lee G, would you trade Luis Robert on the threat that he gets traded to the Mets?
Would you trade? I'd be open to it.
Robert. Yeah,
I'd be open to that. I mean, you can also think of the theory of like him being traded in a better lineup. Maybe everything resets and restarts and stuff like that. And just because he had, 220 average doesn't mean that has to be there for the Mets. So I would treat any trade like that as high value. So if someone's like, "Would you? I'll give you Ramon Laureano. Like he's been good." No, I'm not gonna do that. I want someone to overpay because he would be a Met. Otherwise, I would reap some of those benefits. Also, by the way, I know they say like the best time to trade these guys is with the rumors. He gets traded to the Mets. I think you got a couple days where there's going to be like fever pitch excitement. So I'm not even sure the speculative moment right now is the best to trade Robert. Maybe wait till he actually gets traded.
Like get him now before he goes to the Mets. I think it was a trade for, not trade.
Oh, trade for. Yeah. Then yes. Sorry if I
now's the
incorrectly saw
Mason, good friend of the show here. Love Mason. Dynasty, what starting pitcher would you aim for to get for Gunnar Henderson? You want to, is Logan Gilbert Gunnar Henderson level?
Yeah, it'd have to be high.
As I said, Logan Gilbert.
What starting pitcher would you target? Man, probably. I mean, like on the low side, you can maybe
Gilbert
throw
had
out
an
like
injury this year. Like I feel like he might be. That was just the first guy that popped in my head.
Framber, Kirby.
Framber would be great. Framber just does not get enough.
Chris
credit.
Sanchez, maybe Chris Sanchez has like gotten his name up there, like on the lower.
A year ago, Gunnar Henderson was like a MVP candidate and like the freaking first round pick. And now
how about this?
Year, yeah,
Strider or Gunnar? Who would you rather?
Next year? Oof. Well, I play a lot of points leagues, so I want Strider, but.
I kind of want Gunnar. Like, I think that might be the tippy top. Like, they're going to want for Gunnar, they're going to be like, give me, Scooble. And you're going to say no. And then they're going to say, give me Crochet. And you're going to say no. But then after that, like, the world kind of opens up a little bit. I don't know if I give up Yuri in like a dynasty. I don't think I would do that for Gunnar, but it's close. Maybe I would, honestly, because I think Gunnar's being undervalued because of the early poor stuff. I still think he's like an incredible talent.
What's this other piece of this puzzle, too?
What puzzle?
Why are they mentioning Jose Buto? Jose Buto also part of it?
Yeah, he was also part of it. He was the third piece in the trade.
Jesus.
I know they gave up so much. They gave up so much. But again, I guess that shows what the market is for like a.
It also
really
shows that the Mets are clearing paths too. Like they're just like, Buto's had some time with the Mets. That's an interesting acquisition for the Giants too if they can get him right. He's got a little.
Or they
talent.
just don't
I'd like
see
to go back to a
paths.
starting pitcher.
Also point out maybe they don't see the path for Gilbert. They don't see the path for Tidwell.
No, I don't either. Not in the next 3-5 years. No way. Those guys are definitely behind. They're behind what they have right now and what they acquire potentially. But again, it's just like you said, it's kind of weird that it's for a reliever.
Would you be pissed if the Mets traded Vientos for Robert, and or would you also be pissed if it wasn't Vientos and it was Luis Angel Acuna?
No, Acuna can go first.
But would you? I don't think
Acuna's got the hit tool to succeed long term in the major leagues.
But would Vientos piss you off?
It wouldn't piss me off because we have Mauricio play third base and Beatty. So I'm like, it's fine. Everyone can't be there. I'm very disappointed in Vientos. Is one of my like lock guys that can drive in 100 runs. He was so good last year. He showed motivation. He showed all this stuff. And then he just rested on his laurels. He did not put the work in. He came in and he thought everything was going to be handed to him and he just stunk. And he had an injury too. Like, I don't know, man. Like, Vientos is probably one of my big disappointments of 2025 for sure. And if I'm the Mets, I'm looking at it and it's like, well, you weren't a plus defender to begin with. We tried to replace you last year with JD Martinez. You had a glorious season. You were really good in the playoffs. But look, I mean, center field's been a gaping hole for them forever. And they signed Jose Siri and he got hurt right away. And then at the end of the day, now it's like if Robert can go play center field and give you some more offense, and he's got speed too, like I'm fine with that.
The trade rumors are flying right now. And you want to know the saddest thing too? Not going to be there tomorrow and leading off. It'll be it'll be the Joe and Joe show. So if any trades do happen,
what's the new rumor? What is it?
Well, there's apparently the Mariners are making like some big play for Johan Duran, which it's like, oh my God, that would be decimating Duran's value because Munoz would be the closer. So that would be absolutely brutal. You're seeing a whole lot of Philly stuff. I mean, it's going to get crazy.
God, if the Phillies don't get a closer, God.
But thank God you and I will be here on Friday to get. I'm trying not to end this. I love to keep going, but
we have to end it anyway soon.
Yeah, we have to be here. We'll be here together Friday for Joe's last show to break down all the trades.
Life with 5. Phew, just made it. Hey guys, quick question: Adley or Agustin Ramirez rest of season?
Oh man,
Agustin for me.
While Adley was out,
I've had it with Matt Wieters. I mean, Adley Rutschman. Sorry.
I can't be done with Adley quite yet, but it's really tough. I would try to get them both because Agustin can play first. That's what I did in the league.
Yeah. So 25 hours left. We'll see what happens.
Do you now think something big is going to go down after seeing like this? Do you think like we're going to see some wild stuff?
I don't know about wild. I think you'll see one wild thing. I don't think you can see a ton of wild. I think one wild thing That makes sense to me. After that, not quite sure. But we'll be here to cover it all. Don't forget, go to our Twitch. You can go sign up there. Subscribe to Fantasy Pros MLB as well. You might win yourself the Juan Gonzalez jersey. And, of course, don't forget about my playbook, too. Sync your leagues for free. Use the tools. Don't be a tool. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on for the Welsh. I'm Joey P. We love you, Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Have a great day. Don't get traded.
Don't trade.
God, the Mets give up a lot of stuff there. But I just think they could have gotten more, maybe, but maybe not. Maybe Rogers is that guy.
The market dictates.
I like bullpen help. I do like that. I'm so pensive now. I'm waiting for more trades.